Chapter 3. External Environment. What are we going to discuss in this chapter? 1. Importance of analyzing and understanding the external environment. 2. The 3 tiers of environmental factors: remote environment, industry environment, and operational environment. 3. Opportunities and threats in the external environment. Firstly, we must ask ourselves, why is it important to analyze and understand the firm's external environment? External environment affects a firm's strategic actions, influences firm's strategic competitiveness, technological changes, and the continuing growth of information gathering and processing capabilities increase the need for firms to develop effective competitive actions on a timely basis. The rapid sociological changes affect labor practices. External environment is filled with uncertainty. 3 tiers of environmental factors. The first tier: remote environment, political and legal, economic, sociocultural, technological, global, ecological, demographic. The second tier: industry environment, entry barriers, supplier power, buyer power, substitute availability, competitive rivalry. The third tier: operating environment, competitors, creditors, customers, labor, supplier. Remote environment economic factors. 1. GDP, gross domestic product. 2. Trends in the currency's value. 3. Unemployment rates. 4. Level of disposable income. 5. Propensity of people to spend. 6. Prime interest rates. 7. Inflation rates. 8. Other economic factors. 9. Trade deficits or surpluses. 10. Budget deficits and surpluses. Here are the examples of economic factors affecting the UPNM: currency value, unemployment, inflation rate, budget deficits, demand and supply. Here are the key economic variables to be monitored: shift to a service economy in the United States, availability of credit, level of disposable income, propensity of people to spend, interest rates, inflation rates, money market rates, federal government budget deficits, gross domestic product trend, consumption patterns, unemployment trends, worker productivity levels, value of the dollar in world markets, stock market trends, foreign countries' economic conditions, import-export factors, demand shifts for different categories of goods and services, income differences by region and consumer groups, price fluctuations, export of labor and capital from the United States, monetary policies, fiscal policies, tax rates, European Economic Community policies, Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries policies, coalitions of lesser developed countries LEC policies. Here are the sociocultural factors: beliefs, values, attitudes, opinions, and lifestyles of people in the external environment as developed from cultural, ecological, demographic, religious, educational, ethnic conditioning, way we live, work, produce, and consume, single-parent working couples, shifts in work and career preferences. Examples of sociocultural factors affecting the armed forces: organizational culture, traditionally masculine, hierarchical culture, evolving to be more diverse and inclusive, adapting to changing social norms around gender, race, sexuality. Personnel factors: age, education level, cultural background of personnel, impact skills, health, adaptability, family support, and personal relationships affect morale, trust. Social dynamics, organizational structure and regulations shape social experiences. Building social capital and cohesion is crucial. Balancing individual and group needs, adapting to change, continuous evolution to meet societal expectations. Navigating complex social context is an ongoing challenge. Effective leadership required to manage sociocultural factors. Political and legal factors: legal and regulatory parameters within which firms must operate. Constraints are placed on firms through fair trade decisions. 1. Antitrust laws. 2. Tax programs. 3. Minimum wage legislation. 4. Polluting and pricing policies. 5. Government administration. 6. Other such as laws on protecting employees, consumers, the general public, and the environment. Civilian control and oversight. Democratically elected civilian authorities exercise control over the military through budgets, policies, and deployment decisions. The military is subordinate to civilian leadership and subject to oversight by the judiciary, media, and civil society. Partisan politics. The military can be drawn into partisan political conflicts, with different factions trying to align the armed forces with their interests. Visible partisan activity by service members, like endorsing candidates, can undermine the military's apolitical reputation. Civil-military relations. The relationship between the military and civilian society is shaped by broader social forces and evolves over time. Recruiting a diverse military that reflects society, avoiding politicizing the armed forces, and strengthening civil-military education can help manage tensions. Geopolitics and national security. The military's role in shaping foreign policy and national security strategy gives it political influence, especially in countries facing persistent threats. Geopolitical considerations and the military's self-interest in preserving its power and resources can lead to political interventions. Authoritarian regimes. In some countries, the military is deeply embedded in the political system and plays a dominant role in governance. The military's economic interests, collaboration with other elites, and public trust in its efficiency can reinforce its political clout. Political and legal factors impacts. Political activity has an impact on two governmental functions that influence the remote environment of firms. 1. Supplier function, government decisions regarding the accessibility of business to government. Customer function, government demand for products and services can create, sustain, enhance, or eliminate many market opportunities. Government contracts and subsidies. Political forecasts. Technological factors. Internet and computers, e-commerce, product innovations, new communication technologies, technological changes and breakthrough. Forecasting of future technological capabilities can help protect and improve the profitability of firms. Here is the example of technological factors affecting the armed forces. Automation and robotics raises issues around human control ethics and the future of warfare, cyber and information warfare. Growing reliance on information systems and networks, creating new vulnerabilities to cyber attacks. Directed energy weapons, lasers, microwaves, and particle beams offer new non-kinetic effects and countermeasures. Hypersonic weapons, missiles and aircraft that can fly at over 5 times the speed of sound enable rapid global strike. Artificial intelligence and machine learning. AI is enabling new applications in areas like data processing, decision support, and autonomous systems. Biotechnology and human enhancement. Potential to augment human performance, resilience, and capabilities. Ecological factors. Ecology refers to the relationships among human beings and other living things, and the air, soil, and water that supports them. Here are the ecological factors that we need to know. Biodiversity, loss of habitat, global warming, air, water, and land pollution. Here are the examples of ecological forces on the armed forces. Climate change and extreme weather. Increased frequency and intensity of natural disasters like hurricanes, floods, and wildfires require military support for disaster response and humanitarian assistance. Resource scarcity and competition. Dwindling access to natural resources like water, energy, and minerals can heighten geopolitical tensions and spark conflicts that draw in military forces. Environmental degradation. Military activities like testing, training, and warfare can damage ecosystems, contaminate soil and water, and contribute to biodiversity loss. Ecological conservation efforts. Some militaries are actively involved in ecological restoration and conservation, leveraging their capabilities for land management and environmental protection. Now, we are going to look at global factors. Firstly, important political events, critical global markets. Then, newly industrialized countries, different cultural and institutional attributes. Here are the examples of global factors affecting the armed forces. Important political events, geopolitical tensions and conflicts like the Russia-Ukraine war that draw in military forces and reshape global security dynamics. Critical global markets, volatility in energy, commodity, and technology markets that affects military budgets, equipment procurement, and operational costs. Newly industrialized countries, the rise of military powers like China, India, and Brazil that are challenging the traditional Western dominance. Cultural and institutional attributes, divergent cultural norms, values, and organizational structures that shape civil-military relations in different countries. Industry environment. 30th. Industry environment is defined as the general conditions for competition that influence all businesses that provide similar products and services. Proponents of industry environment view, according to Michael Porter, 5 forces model. 1. Potential development of substitute products. The bargaining power of suppliers. 3. Bargaining power of consumers. 4. Potential entry of new competitors. 5. Rivalry among competing firms. Here are the 5 forces model of competition. Rivalry among competing firms, potential development of substitute products, bargaining power of consumers, bargaining power of suppliers, potential entry of new competitors. 3. Operating environment. Also called the task environment. Operating environment refers to factors in the immediate competitive situation that affect the firm's success in acquiring needed resources. Firm's competitive position. Composition of its customers, geographic, demographic, psychographic profile, reputation among suppliers and creditors, ability to attract capable employees. External environment analysis. Study the general environment by identifying the opportunities and threats. An opportunity is a condition in the general environment that, if exploited effectively, helps a company achieve strategic competitiveness. A threat is a condition in the general environment that may hinder a firm's efforts to achieve strategic competitiveness. Here are the components of the external environment analysis. Scanning, identifying early signals of environmental changes and trends. Monitoring, detecting meaning through ongoing observations of environmental changes and trends. Forecasting, developing projections of anticipated outcomes based on monitored changes and trends. Assessing, determining the timing and importance of environmental changes and trends for firms' strategies and their management. Important recent changes in MEF external environment. Economic, social, political, technological, ecological. Conclusion. Firm's external environment is challenging and complex, and it affects performance. The industry environment has a more direct effect on firms' strategic actions compared to the general environment. Firms should use only legal and ethical practices to gather intelligence, information, and knowledge on competitor. Thank you for all of your attention.